back to the Trading Desk in our final segment, Fantasy Finance, where we give you our picks for the coming weeks, months, years, whatever your time frame may be. What do you got for us, Matt?
Well, I was long summer last time and pretty much staying to the sidelines.
That's a good call.
I think I'm going to short sunscreen and get long fleece as we head into the fall.
Okay. I'm getting long deep off. You know, whatever kind of mosquito repellent you can find out there. I think you load up and you sell it for 3 times, 4 times.
I think it's a good time to put on that trade too. I mean, it's but also I think you're at the end of the. I'm going to actually take the other side because.
You think I'm calling the top there?
I think you're calling the top.
Maybe. Hopefully.
But seriously, I'll go with a two-pronged trade, and it's really the same trade. I'm betting on some more volatility, so I would get long some next September, October VIX call options. You can buy those options. They trade on the CBOE. And I would also short the euro. Again, you could use a future, you can use the actual currency versus the dollar. I would do it all versus the dollar, or you can short a future, which is 6E is the future symbol. So, and there's a number of ETFs.
I mentioned the EUO to Dave. It's the ultra short euro ETF.
EUO?
EUO,
okay.
Right.
So you buy that long.
You buy that, and you're right, as the dollar strengthens against the euro. Right, gotcha. Exactly. So it's
cool.
I would agree. I mean, I pretty much am in agreement with the dollar-based theme. From a trading perspective right now, though, I'm having a hard time being a dollar buyer from a trading standpoint because it just can't seem to find a level. But long-term, pretty bullish on it. What I've decided to do over the last few days is start playing some of the non-dollar currency pairs because they're not impacted by this volatility. So I'm actually short the Swiss franc versus the Swedish krona, which I know is kind of an oddball play, but.
A little obscure.
It's a little obscure, but it's working well, and I think Sweden is going to come out of this far better than Switzerland in terms of the monetary policy. So,
but that's a good point. That currency trading comes down to macro stuff a lot of times.
A lot of times, and this is, I mean, technically, it's not a terribly good-looking chart, but from a fundamental standpoint, that's what I like. So, might be a tough one for most people to play at house. I don't think there's an ETF that corresponds, but if you have a currency account. Short Swiss franc versus Swedish krona.
I'm a little worried because I hear a similar undercurrent. I think I'm looking for volatility to pick up. I think stocks could sell off, and I think the dollar could rally. And we're all saying the same thing. I think
it's possible.
That is a little worrisome. Maybe you should all fade us and do the opposite. Who knows? Exactly. That kind of consensus makes me a little unnerving, even though. We're all smart guys. We know.
But it's tough. I mean, I think we're all in agreement that it is a difficult market. It's not one that none of us are wanting to place big bets every day. I mean,
well, there's momentum. The euro's got momentum. Stocks have momentum. And so it's hard to bet against that.
And it's hard to buy them,
right?
Because we've had such a powerful move. Knowing again that the Wall Street game of beat the lower number is pretty deep into effect. So, I mean, even if we could go to 1150, which is, again, another 10, 11%. I mean, is it that big of a move compared to the 50% that we've had?
Right. Right. It's going to feel like a huge move because of all the people that have got in. It's going to make them feel smarter and all that kind of stuff, and that's just how it works. But it's really I think the biggest meat of the move, and the easiest money has been made.
Yeah, and I think if you want to buy stocks now that haven't run, it
all depends on your time frame too. I think if you buy stocks now with a 10-year time horizon, you're going to be okay. We focus on these little gyrations, and I think the public doesn't necessarily need to do that. But longer term. Probably be okay.
Yeah. But I think you will, again, that's where the VIX comes in. You will have some volatility, and I think there's ways to
especially with September and October coming.
True. Yeah. You might.
And all it's going to take is one little news event that just doesn't settle the right way, and that's reason enough for them to tank. Stocks drive the VIX up.
Right.
So we'll see.
Absolutely.
Well, that's all the time we have. Thanks for watching. For Dave, Matt Davio, Dave Floyd, I'm Jesse Felder. Thanks for watching. You stay classy, Central Oregon.